You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. My name is Michael Lobodu. Now, since a loan agreement was presented before Parliament for an amount of $28 million of loan facility for the acquisition of vehicles for MPs, there has been a lot of public outcry and backlash over it. Members of the public have expressed their misgiving over this and feel that it is a misplaced priority. Well, today on the Citi Newsroom, we'll be bringing you a 360 on the issue of car loans, how it started, and we'll be speaking to various stakeholders on it to get their thoughts and help us better appreciate the issue. Stay with us as we bring you more. So what would you say to people who have raised concerns, especially about this amount, and worried that in their minds the country's resources has been put to some unnecessary use in court?
I mean, imagine that we didn't have a democracy festival. Imagine how much it's going to cost us. That's the first thing in terms of both the financial and other aspects that we can think of. But more importantly, these are monies that are paid. So it's like you or me going to the bank to go and look for money to buy a car so I can come to work. I'll have to pay for it. When you take a loan, you pay for it. So the members of parliament who are getting the loans are not getting the monies for free. It's monies that they are actually going to pay for. And in fact, what we do in parliament is that once we know that we are going to facilitate the loans, we start recovering even before they actually receive the loans. And so here in parliament, for the 8th parliament, from February, our accounts department has actually been recovering the loan, the monies, bearing in mind how much is going to be involved and what, the monthly deductions will be. The monies are deducted at source and paid to the relevant agencies. And so members of parliament actually do pay for the money. I mean, I want to emphasize that it's not free money, it's money that they pay for. We want to compare with the other arms of government where they are provided with such facilities as official vehicles. You have MDAs, officials and MDAs getting official vehicles, and that being once you get the official vehicle, obviously it's serviced by the state, and you get fuel by the state, the driver is by the state, and at the end of the time you leave it. Maybe it's one of the things that we may want to also look at as an institution. Maybe is it time for members of parliament to be also resourced like that in order to avoid the conversation of people thinking that they shouldn't receive the loans. And this is not to say that parliament isn't sensitive to the atmosphere that we are in. We are sensitive to the atmosphere that we are in, but it's a bit unfair, for want of a better word, for members of parliament to be seen in this light, especially when it comes to facilitating their representational duties for which they were elected to come to parliament.
You're still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Now, still on the MPs and the car loans issue. We are now in the office of the Ghanaian MP and Nogbe to pick his thoughts on this entire issue. Where do you stand with this whole car loan issue?
Well, thank you very much. The car loan is something that has been there before some of us entered parliament, and it is to facilitate the working of the MPs. It is a loan, actually, but it appears that the public is disgruntled about we acquiring this loan to purchase cars for ourselves. Even chief executives, government purchase cars for them freely, maintain it for them. Even district chief executives, government purchase cars for them, free fuel, etc.
But they don't get to own it at the end of the day.
They don't get
to own it at the end of the day.
Exactly so. We purchase it, we get acquired loan through the government, help us to acquire loan to own it, actually, because we pay for the loan. As I speak with you, I have never seen the car that I'm going to purchase. I don't know which type of car I'm going to purchase. I don't know the amount of money that they are going to give to me to buy car. The report, this thing just came. It is now before us, the finance committee, to look at it. We have not approved it yet, but they have started deducting over 6,000 cedis from my car, from my salary, as payment to the car loan. You understand? I have not seen the car yet. I've started paying for it. You see, so if the government will be minded, then government now or before or after should purchase a car for the MPs, pool of cars, You come, this one is designated for a chairman. You use it 4 years, 8 years, whatever number of years you use it, you exit. The next person who will come and continue using it. That is it. If they want it that way, we will prefer it.
Now, you are a first-time MP, so tell us, how do you commute to Parliament and to your constituency?
I'm still using my vehicles I use for the elections, which is not bad, but at least for a member of Parliament and for the kind of work we do, for the distances we cover, even within Accra, I think you need something durable to be able to do your work. So people should bear with us. I mean, we understand the challenges that this country is facing. Nobody is oblivious of it. We know, there's huge youth unemployment. We know people struggle to find water in many of our constituencies, and especially in our rural constituencies. We know the roads are bad, but we need to work to fix this. And this is part of our working conditions. So I think people should cut us a bit of slack on this.
I'm sure your constituents are watching you right now. Explain to them your justification for a $100,000 vehicle and how that would help you better serve them.
I think that the facilitators of this loan appreciate what we do, and my constituents appreciate the kind of work that we do to warrant a vehicle that is durable enough. And if the price is 100,000, so be it.
That was a Member of Parliament for New Dubiase sharing his thoughts on the loan facility for MPs, and he says that the amount is justified as it would help them facilitate their work as MPs. Stay with us. This is the Citi Newsroom. Now we'll hear from some Ghanaians on their thoughts on this car loan for MPs. I have a gentleman here. I'm going to pick his thoughts on it. Tell me, sir, what do you make of this loan for MPs to get their cars?
In fact, actually, it's not any good advice, because we have a lot of things to do in the country. There's hardship, there's schools and the trades, there's hospitals uncompleted, there's a lot of schools uncompleted, and in fact, the country is too we are in hardship. We are not in a good time. And our security too is very bad. So we need a lot of money. Going for loan for a car is not a good idea.
Even we need money to buy water tankers too. Just when there's a fire at even Mokola, just 3 days ago, there's a fire at Mokola. Even there's no water tanker, there's no even fuel to fuel the cars and go and quench the water. So this thing, actually, I can't see any sense in it. Especially the spouses of the vice president and the president. All is nonsense. Actually, I can't understand it. So even you people have to do something about it, because in Ghana now there's more, especially there's more poor people. There's more poor people in Ghana than other African countries. If you look at Nigeria and Togo, there is happiness over there. Ghana, there's no happiness. Even though there's insecurity self in Ghana, and we say that you are giving car loan. For me, Sule, I don't buy this idea.
You seem very angry. Why?
Oh no, because the government is not doing well. Because we need to fix the country. That's the problem we have. It's not about car loan or spices money or president money. Now, even yesterday, if I hear that they have increased the president's salary and the vice president's salary. How? We don't have even water, even bullion van, so we don't have some in Ghana here. Bullion van, we don't have some. So what are we doing in this country?
You are still watching the Citi Newsroom on Citi TV. Well, let's now look at the history of car loans for MPs in Ghana.
The idea of facilitating means of transportation for members of parliament has always been a part of Ghana's Fourth Republic. In the first parliament, government vehicles were auctioned for the first set of legislators to enter the House in 1992. In 1997, however, upon the commencement of the second parliament, the government of the day arranged for vehicles to be purchased for members of parliament through a loan arrangement. This has since become one of the privileges of members of parliament who own the car after their term of office. They are, however, charged for this, as the amount is deducted from their monthly salaries. Despite the fact that the members of parliament pay for the loans out of their salaries, many are those who have opposed this practice, indicating that it constitutes an abuse of power. NDC MP for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga, has been on trial for allegedly misapplying a loan that was given to him to acquire a car while serving in the 7th Parliament. There have been situations of MPs failing to pay back car loans. In 2017, the Microfinance and Small Loans Centre, MASLOC, was on the heels of some members of Parliament who bought their vehicles on loan but had defaulted in paying back several years after. Reports indicate that letters had been written to their MPs for them to honor their obligations, but they did not reply.